session where we will show what we did this sprint, our results. So the goal of the sprint was bug fixing of the sprint 1 and sprint 2, which we received in your feedback and some evaluations. Some updates of backend part, and we started the taming of some blocks. And now we will present it in detail. So, Maxim, you will start.
Good morning, everyone. So I will present my screen. One moment, please. Do you see it?
Yes.
Great. So I will show some first sprint corrections. So we had few tasks very similar for a custom block. It was called title as title and hide revision message. So okay, let's prepare block, and title is title, but unfortunately, I don't know why we still have revision log message, but it was fixed yesterday, but something went wrong. Half an hour ago it appeared. So we will handle this as soon as possible.
The little problem there was for every single one of those is that, yeah, every change were applied if you create the custom block directly. But if you create it from the entity window, then you don't have the same fields. So you still had the revision message, the title were not changed. So
okay,
so it's just you know, like the field should be the same everywhere.
Yeah, I understood that. Yesterday I was fixing this. So okay, this custom block, you have name instead of title and description, full name of the contact, description for this field. And here you don't have revision information. So and also for other blocks, text, you will see that the title is title, not the block description. And revision information is hidden right now. So it was done for the add block from the layout builder. Okay, so I will show you next one. So it was on layout builder. When we have a block, we have two options: configure and remove block. And earlier, when you click on configure, you was able to only this panel on the right will be opened, and you will have to click update button. Right now, it opens by default the pop-up of current block. So that's all about this task. And back office taxonomy corrections. So right now we have translations, so you can see that there is English, original, and French not translated, and it's red, and blue is if it's translated. Also, you can click on French, and you automatically will be opened the translation page. So register and will be translated. So here is a translated. Right now we see that this term have a translation in French language. Also, there was a requirement, but it already worked, that you can drag and drop the taxonomy. Here we are. And also for this taxonomy's document properties, we have only two levels of tag terms. So if you drag third level and try to save, you will have error that you cannot have a third level of taxonomy. So basically, it's all about sprint 1 corrections that I wanted to show you. And next I will show the custom block picture gallery or slider. So it's
sorry, Gabriel has left.
Okay, so should I continue or will?
I think you can continue because we record this rental session, so I can watch it after.
Okay, so okay, so we have a picture gallery or slider custom block. We have a title, it's required. Also, we have 3 styles, also required. And by default, we have 3 pictures already added. So you can select a picture from Entity Manager. Also, we can add some additional pictures. Save the block.
Sorry, guys, I'm only back now.
Yeah, we continued. So I'm showing the picture gallery or slider. So we can right now go and edit. So we have, I added 5 pictures. We can remove one, confirm removal, and save it. Also, we can translate this block. Okay. That's it that I wanted to show. So, do you have any questions?
No question. Thanks.
Thank you.
I think we give the word to Slava.
Hello everyone. I'm sharing my screen, and first feature is theming basic page. On basic page template, displayed next information. Header displayed background video or background image. In our case, we added a background picture and background video. And when background video was added, it displayed first. And we can see display in our video. On mobile, the background picture will be vertical, and which part of the picture should be kept defined by background picture alignment. So if we select center, we can see our picture centered. if we change the background alignment right, we can see left part of our picture, and if we select left, you can see right part of our picture. Also, we can see title, overhead title. It's here. Also, background picture, call to action text in case of full-size header, and scroll a user to main page content. Now we have header type full screen, and we have a CTA button. At clicking, we are going to our content.
Can I interrupt here?
Yes,
When I look at it, the CTA is like, I don't know if it's just on my screen or not, but for me the menu really doesn't display properly, and the CTA button is not.
please repeat last sentence.
Like, can you go to the top of the screen?
Yes.
You see on the top of the screen, for me, when I do this, then the CTA button is not visible. So is it using is it a problem on my computer, or Brain should work on every computer? On mobile, there's no problem. It's just on desktop.
Invisible button CTA, you mean?
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't have the same display you do.
It's strange. Wait a moment, please.
Like, but when you're on top of the screen, I have the same display as this.
Uh-huh. Somebody added different pictures or broke styles, as I see, just a few minutes ago. Sorry, we resolved this problem.
But when I tested yesterday, even before with the broken picture stuff on top, the CTA still wasn't visible because I had the top menu, then the menu, then there should be also the breadcrumb, but the CTA was always like below the scroll, and it should be well above the scroll in order to tell people that they can scroll down.
I don't know why this happened.
Well, anyway, like right now there's something broken, so you need to fix it.
Yes, from what I see, so somebody added just this new gallery slider block, which is done on back office, so it's outputted as it can, and it breaks the header. That is first. But about this CTA button and its appearance, we will check with our front-end team why it can be hidden. So the goal is to show this button for any resolution,
Yes.
yeah.
Like the background screen, no matter the resolution, and so the CTA button is always visible. You can have a look at the behavior on any page on any Drupal 7 website.
Okay. Can I continue?
Yes, of course.
Oh, sorry, can you
What?
update the page? I removed the gallery block.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's I created when I was showing the picture gallery and slider. Sorry, guys.
No problem. But actually, it's very good because right now I refresh my page and there is the problem I saw yesterday, which is the CTA button is not visible on the page.
Okay, we will fix it. So the next is sticky menu. If page sticky menu enabled, here we can select this checkbox and already added sticky menu text. Here we can see our sticky menu, and once sticky menu headline is too long, it doesn't display and scroll down, and only H2 are displayed. And we can see, if we scroll down to our main content, we see our sticky menu text. And navigation by links works correct. The main page content, it's layout builder content with custom blocks, will be themed separately, and footer part also will be done in a separate ticket.
Just one thing here, because I'd like to be clear. What you started to do on the basic page is 100% wrong, because this is not a basic page. This is the showcase page you're doing. So I just want to make sure that you don't think this is correct, because with all the knowledge you have on Drupal 7, the reason why we separated showcase page and basic page is to avoid that. And this is exactly what you did. So you're like everything that's on this basic page at the moment follows the design of the showcase page.
I am sure that it was for basic page.
Well, I'm sorry here, but come on, how many months you've been working on the project? It's you try any basic page on our current website with basic layout. You know that this is not the display of text, this is not the display of picture, this is not the display of videos.
Yes.
The videos don't have the same width, the pictures don't have the same width, and the text doesn't have this styling at all. It's like and any QA page or any page that you can have a look on Drupal 7 website should have told you that. What Tatiana did in the POC is 100% correct. We're working backwards on what Tatiana had done. So I hope this is not like a mistake. Well, this is just like you've been working on the showcase page, but I hope you haven't been thinking you were working on the basic page.
Yes, I remember that showcase has another view. So for this case, you want the basic page show as on Drupal 7, yes?
Right now, the beginning of styling that is on this basic page QA. The body follows the layout of the showcase page,
Yes.
and not the basic page.
Okay, we will check this point.
Because that's really big mistake if it is one.
I understand. Can I answer you later about this point. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, what you've done is not to throw to the rubbish bin, because this is the showcase page that you've been working on the showcase page, but so it's still going to be used. But that's the reason why we're splitting the basic page into two pages: basic page on one case and showcase page on the other. So if you're making this basic mistake, it's
So to finalize this discussion, at the moment, as we can see, the difference between the basic page and showcase page is in the possible layouts you can use for its content part. As for basic page, we have two options: is the full layout, which one column layout, and second option for basic page at the moment is the two column layout.
Can you just go for 1 second on the website that we have created? Like go on JCDecaux.com
Yeah.
/partner/C. That's a basic page. For any page inside for partners, actually. So
Partners.
that doesn't matter which, any of them. Just click on one of the link. That's the homepage. Just click on any link.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so this is a one column layout, correct?
I don't see, I see that you're on the homepage of our partners. Can you just click on any link, like city, airport, rail? Just click. Yeah. So this is a basic page. So just please notice how the text looks, how this is the full column layout. This is how it should look. And the only thing that isn't displayed on this page is the half column, because this is something new, which is basically half of what you have on the screen at the moment. And so that's a basic page. If you want to look at what you did, you should click on For You on the menu. And if you click on For You on the menu, this is a showcase page. So text is different, picture is different, and you have the three columns.
Yes, this is correct. That is what we understood. What we did is what we really didn't, because the styling for the these blocks that we have in the layout of the pages is still in work in progress by our front-end guys. And the issue that they had is they trying to find the two column layout for the basic page. An example of such layout on the current implementation or in the old slices, and they, yeah.
Okay. But they're really like the two templates must not be mixed. Everything you see on this page, the text style, text width, everything is only for showcase. If
yes, we understood this. We understand it clearly, and we have two different themes for the showcase and for the basic page. And for the basic page, we have two options. It's one column like you shown us, and the second will be two column. It is difficult for us to see an example of two column basic page layout. If you have an example. Tatiana, okay.
Have a look at the proof of concept Tatiana did at the beginning of July. She did it. It's exactly the same thing as you have on full, except that it's on half. But all the styling, everything is exactly the same.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. And this HTML for the body of the basic page, which is now represented by the layout builder, this HTML is still in work by our front-end team. as we cannot reuse the current output that we have in the Drupal 7 version where assets module was used. So they are now working on this, and today they provided us the first version for this basic page, one column layout and two column layout. And yeah, as soon as is we are starting that blocks us from theming of the custom blocks that we have to output inside, because we were needed for this HTML for the page itself where we can put the blocks, and then these blocks as they can be reused on different pages, different places. They have to have this same internal structure, which should be styled depending on the place where they will be used. And that is a pretty different story with the Drupal 7 version, where we had the assets, and every assets in every page had the special HTML. Now, as we reuse the same blocks on different pages, we need to unify this HTML, and they have to provide us this new styling. So that is in work now. So this part of the page, which is represented by layout builder and blocks, its font size, colors, and so on, it is not implemented yet. And we know that there is a difference, and what we know about this difference is these different possibilities of the layouts. As for basic page, we have two options with one or two columns, and for showcase, we have three options with a white column, three columns, and so on. That is what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for the clarification.
No, thanks. Just one final thing, because it can be missed, but the width of the text area and the width of the full column is the same on basic and on showcase. Basic page has tiny width. See, the text maximum width is different on basic page and on showcase page.
Mm-hmm.
So just like among the things that the eye can see, but
okay, so for today we already have the planned discussion about these layouts with our front-end team this afternoon. So it is good that we talked about it, and I will check with them and show them the examples.
Do you have access to our VPN? Tatiana has a VPN to access our websites. Can you guys use it as well? Because I have a page on Drupal 7 on a tutorial instance in which I have both pages, the basic page and the showcase page, with every single asset. So maybe this page could help you guys knowing the different possibilities.
Yes, just give us the links, and we will check with Tatiana if we don't have this access. I think.
Okay, I'll provide it in the tickets then.
No, thank you.
So that's all for this feature.
Yeah, sorry, you can continue. And just on the annoying part again, even though my phone is being plugged in, it's losing battery very, very steadily. So I only have 6% left. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to lose you guys very soon.
So can Sergey continue with another feature?
Yes, but just know that we'll have to leave you soon, because no phone and no other way to connect.
Okay, so I will continue then with more important ones, and other we will maybe when we will lose you, we will show the details for the simplest one.
Thanks.
So So the menu we will show later. There is a big story about all the modifications that you asked for the menu. We implemented this, and now I will switch to the feature about the layout builder that we embedded now into the node form. So I will show you on the stage as the webmaster through our new content dashboard. When I create the node, it will be a basic page. So previously the issue was that until you create a node, you have no ability to manage the layout, and there was a risk that the node created will have the empty body section in the output, and this time until the editor not created the layout had a risk that the broken nodes will appear on the side. So now, as we discussed, what we managed to do is when you create the page initially and you fill all these fields, you also have the layout builder section embedded into the node creation form, and it now works exactly as other field, any other field that we have. So this is the same widget that is used everywhere for the layout builder management, that is also presented on the special tab that you will have after node creation. So now on node creation, you can directly add some blocks and manage the section settings exactly in the same way as it was previously after node creation. Now this is the part of the form. All the widgets, by the miracle, they continue to work in the same way as we have seen before on the special tab. So you can add a new section. That is a basic page, and as you can see, we have these two options of the layouts for the basic page, full or 2 columns. Some settings for the sections. So it just now works inside the form. You can manage the blocks. I will use the pictures here. Picture here. This small one. Picture there. Come on. All these drag and drop features still working, and try to save. It will be not successful because we have the required field not filled. So this was a test of the content which is preserved between the node submissions, and this was a really tricky part to do. So all the options that you had before only after node creation, you now have in the node creation form. You can manage this layout before you will press the save button. And I have to add the background here as it is the required field. I can save the node. It is node 16, and we see that all the modifications that I did, they are now applied here. That is this not ready part of layout builder output that we discussed just previously. And later, when I edit this node, I continue to have this layout builder in the form, so I can continue to manage the layout and blocks they used inside directly on the form, and save it from here. Or I still have these dedicated layout tab, which allows you to have a full screen layout management picture. That is the old feature. That is what was done in this feature about the layout builder access or not creation.
Yeah, I had a look at it, and
Yes.
this is very good.
Okay, so what I see, what is still to be done, as soon as we will have these HTML and theme created, and you will provide these examples for us, what is the goal of the editor is to understand how it will look when on the front end. So I think that maybe we will have to also make some corrections for the administrative team to fix the width of this section to match the width of the our output on the front end, and also maybe we have to make some corrections to make these section settings that we have like margins.
Sergey, for the width, actually, the purpose of the thing in back office is to have some kind of preview. So what you have at the moment on the screen saying that, okay, like I see this picture at the beginning, it's full screen, and the two pictures below, they're half. And this is my text. This is okay enough. Like what's important is that in a way the proportion are respected, so that the picture that will appear bigger, like the tiger, because it's full screen, is actually represented as full screen in a way on the the layout.
Yes, I remember this, and
You don't have to adjust width like pixel perfect as it would be.
our goal is to save the proportions in as we already discussed with the front-end team what can be done to give you the image appearance that you will have on the front end. So it is possible that what they said, and we will preserve all the proportions for the blocks, for the text sizes, and so on. But also there are some, I saw that there are some settings that can be used like backgrounds or margins, and these margins now not properly applied on the admin team, and I think that for the back office area we also have to make some corrections just to make it look.
The margin part for the text is only applied on the showcase page. So for any other thing, it doesn't really need to apply, and apply it in back office, then I have to say it's not going to be a very big deal, I think.
Yeah.
So let's consider that when we do the showcase page, because at the moment it's not.
Okay, and as to make it clear, so this output of the pictures is just a generic Drupal output, as these custom blocks, picture custom blocks, they are not yet themed as they should be, and as soon as they will, in the back office, it will look more like it should look on front end.
But it's already like it's already okay. Like the only thing that I would modify is the fact that it's taking some data from the picture, like false. I guess this is a picture from the data
of all the fields.
So if this is just like hidden, then everything is gonna be good.
Yes, so it will be changed as soon as the these blocks that we use here will have the proper theme for the front end. They will appear almost in the same way here, and if some corrections will be required, will be applied here. We just do not work on this until front end is ready, because it will be double work without any.
Yeah, no problem. It's all good.
So if this story about the layout builder access is okay, we can continue with the other stories.
Yes, all good. And I have 1%, so I think I'm going to leave in the next story.
Okay, so next then will be about the menus. As we discussed previously, there are a lot of modifications and updates that we had to do with the menus, and we did them all now. So what we did, according to the specification updates, we updated the fields that we have in the menus. We managed to create the country menus logic according to the specifications that we found. So now they are managed from the back office, from the site settings, and if this option is enabled for the main menu. Yeah.
I'm just going to cut you because most of the things actually I had a look at today, and I found them good. The thing that's really important for me to know is among all the list of Sprint 2, Sprint 3, which features should I look at? Which ones should I not look at? Like which ones are not finished that I should not have a look at now, and which ones are finished.
I think that if a feature is finished, it is just assigned to you in resolve status. Slava.
Yes, it's true.
Okay, so if I don't have a look.
So what depends on menus? We implemented all the requirements that we had, and you have possibility to check them. But according to these meeting standards, I will show them one by one anyway. So for the main menu, we updated the field translation settings according to the specification. We corrected the output of the main menu items and its icons that can be which can be the picture blocks or SVG icon blocks. Now on the side, we don't have it here. So we also had to move from the config pages module to site settings module, because we found that some site settings in the specification can have the translated or untranslated values, which was not possible with the config pages. So all the site settings now will be on the structure site settings page, and for navigation and menu, we added all the settings that we have on specification. You can manage the breadcrumb display from here. You can disable the country menu options, which is now implemented according to the specifications, and manage the label of the language switch. Also, for the country menu, as we discussed, we removed this item that we had before. Now it works with the links of the first level, and if such a link have this country link option, it is displayed, and country menu is enabled for this site. It is displayed like a country menu. So we rework it and this part. What else? We also enable this external links module, which currently works with the main menu and with the main menu in the mobile variant. For the main menu, the only thing that will be specified and done later is this access rules for contributor groups. But as I saw, they will be managed maybe from taxonomy, not from menu anymore. So we also updated the output to fix all the display issues that we had with the top menu. And this mobile menu version output. So we added the right side items here, as we discussed also, and we added the new field which allows you to make the items clickable or not clickable on the second level, and it also was applied for the mobile version of the main menu. For the top menu, we also added and updated the fields that we had on the menu items. So now for the top menu items, we have these new versions of the fields. So now you can manage the display of these menu items independently for tablet and mobile menu. And the mobile menu checkbox now is a radio selection list, which allows you to specify directly which link should be displayed on in which part of the top menu. Now item can be independently displayed on a tablet or on mobile menu only. We also changed the output of the top menu. We added these captions for the mobile version. So now for the search and the language, you have this text. And this language caption is managed inside settings. And we fixed all the appearance issues that we had for the icons and images and picture blocks, which can be used here as an icons for the top menu, as well as the for the footer menu. That is what was done for the top menu here. And for the last one, for the footer menu, what we did, where is it? Footer. For the footer menu, as we received the specification about the social items, we created this part of the social links, added this new field, follow us link, which makes the item to be displayed on the right side of the footer. We added the special icon field for these social links, and we also added these default SVG icon blocks, which will be available on site creation, and updated output to follow all the backoffice changes that we had. So now the footer also completely implemented. And let's take another node. Can be smaller. Return to the first one. So now this is not the hard-coded HTML anymore, but the footer menu part. We also fixed the output of these icons in all browsers, and also we fixed the output of the images that we have in the footer menu links.
Hi again, guys.
Hello. And also we updated this footer output, footer menu output in the mobile version. So here we also have this social links part of the footer with the icons chosen in the back office. Well, so to sum up, all the changes that we done for menus, we updated the back office part with the new settings for the translations of the fields. We added the new fields, or we changed the old fields to follow the current specifications. We updated the output to follow the back office changes. We fixed all the icons and images display in the menu without any relation to the type of the icon. So all the types that is allowed now, picture block, SVG icon, all of them displayed properly in all menus, all places. We changed the top menu management, so now you can precisely select which link is displayed where in mobile version or on tablet. We created this follow us managed part of the footer menu, and we added this external links feature for these menu items. So at this moment, all the changes, all the requirements that we had for the menus fulfilled in the back office and in the front end output as well. That's all for the menus.
Since I'm back, I'm
Yeah.
going to have questions.
Come on.
First question is, why is it gray, the top menu and the footer? Because on our current menu, it is not. Yeah. If you have a look at a live website, you'll see that this is not. Like at the moment, I think it's transparent, but it should be black as well, I think. If you go on the live website, you'll see down Drupal 7, it's black.
Okay, we will check, because we didn't invent this gray style, or we didn't discuss let's make it this gray. We just worked with the slicing that we had and produced the output according to the slicing that we had. So I will check with these front-end guys why there is a difference between the live site and the current implementation. I think that they will tell me why.
Okay. So that was the first thing. It's but this, I think it's simple enough. It's just putting it to black. And the second thing, if you go up a little bit,
up.
Just scroll up. Still on mobile, but scroll up.
Okay, let's. There is.
Okay. Scroll. Can you go up, because at the moment we don't see the top of the links? Okay, perfect.
That is the mobile version.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
So apart from the black thing, there is some 1 pixel white line to separate, but I think you will see that on a live website anyway. The last thing is that at the moment you have 4 links. You have the search, the presence, the top link QA, and the language. Maximum display is 3. So if you have 4, 5, 6, doesn't matter what the user input. But on mobile, you just display 3.
Okay, I see. So yeah, it just was a misunderstanding from our side. So we will count this link also.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, I written it down. Yeah. because what we did, we just counted the first that we that is shown in the, we don't have this link enabled now on the top menu, and 2 other links. So we will
like you have the place for 3 stuff.
yeah.
So if you have language switch, then it counts for 1.
So it will not depend on the back office settings. It will be managed automatically here. We will just cut.
Yes. If there is no language switch, then of course you can have 2. The search plus the 2 others. But if there's a language switch, then
clear. We just thought that it will be managed by humans. But okay, we will cut it. Not a big issue.
Humans are not very clever on resizing their browser before launching their website.
Okay. So that is the menu. And I can continue with the other features now, if everybody is agreed. So next feature will be about the dashboards. Let's start from the content dashboard. So we had to modify the default content dashboard to have the listed options for the search and the columns to display. And we did it. Well, content. So now on the content dashboard, we implemented all these filters and all these columns. We also made these columns to work like search, sort, enabled these default features. The only issue that we faced is that we have no information about the user which updated the node last. So we have the author who created, but we do not have any info about the user which updated the node. So for the filters at the moment and for the columns at the moment, we cannot provide these features like the.
Okay, I understand, but it's strange. It was on default in Drupal 7 to have this data.
Yes. So, but
this is one thing. Like it's just for a dashboard display, so it's not that. Like it's not that serious. But when we will need to do the revision part, you know,
yes.
to have it's going to be troublesome, no?
To not to block this feature, we just made it without it, and because why we don't have any information? Because we don't have any revisions. So if
okay.
That is the node that I added. So if we will have the revisions, then there is a possibility to have these data in the revision about the user who made this change the last, who the author of the revision. But at the moment, as we don't have the revisions, we just have nothing to show, no source for the data for the updates. And I checked the revisions, and it is pity, but even if we will enable the revisions at the moment, there are ongoing efforts from the community to solve the issues that currently Drupal have in the version 8 about the data and these users, and I listed these issues that we have here. So when time will come and we enable the revisions, maybe we still will have to try some solutions or create some solutions ourselves, but it will be in the future. So at the moment, we did all of this except the authors of the updates. And another feature that we wanted to have is this batch operations. Batch operations. So we just enabled this module, which was used on Drupal 7 for the batch operations, and enabled it, chosen all the operations that we wanted to have. But what we discovered today is that it works pretty well. So this modify field values action allows you to make the modifications in the same way as it was on the Drupal 7 version. So you can by mass action update some values of the nodes, and it works.
Perfect.
But the simple operations like publish, unpublish, make non-sticky, make sticky, they do not work for me, at least. That is what we discovered this morning, because it was a surprise that they yet do not work with the bulk operations. So it is the thing that we will discover the issues and maybe find some possible solutions, because for the delete action we found, also applied some patches, and for the bulk operation module for the Drupal 8 version, currently there are 300 issues open.
Okay.
So these simple operations, let's try to unpublish these two items, apply, and they still published. So you see, okay. But modification is working, deletion is working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Publish,
so
unpublish is the.
It remains. It remains in this state at the moment. So that is the content dashboard.
Okay.
Feature. And next will be the blocks library dashboard, or how we called it. Find the. Here it is. Block library. So here we had the what requirements. Remove all the widget relations stuff from the interface. Change the menu structure to move these blocks related links and actions to the contents part. Expand the add custom blocks menu like it is done for the content, and update the block library itself, add the filters, add the columns. And for the pictures, add the thumbnail output field. So the same issue that we had for the content dashboard, as it is a common issue, we have no data about the author who made the last update. So this is not done for the blocks as well as the nodes. That is why we will not have at the moment the author who makes the update filter and the author update column. And the usage of the blocks was moved to another feature, as it is much more complex to do. But without it, we can only have the new dashboard and use it. So widgets stuff. We disabled all the links to the widgets and removed all the permissions to all the roles that we have to use the widgets. And now for let's return to the admin area. So now in the menu of the, for example, webmaster, you will not see this widget stuff, and in the but for the super administrator, there is the only option to remove anything is to make some changes to the core logic. And if you want to have some administrative roles, but with more clear interface without some not needed stuff, then we need to create a role for this administrator and just use the permission system of Drupal to hide the not needed things, because it is time consuming and not needed work to try to update everything in Drupal to hide it from the super administrator. As for super administrator, by design, everything is allowed.
Yeah, no problem. It's if contributor and webmaster do not see what they don't need to see, that's enough.
Yes, so yeah, for them we just remove the permissions, and that is I'm showing from the webmaster, which have more permissions than contributors, so no widgets anymore for
That's perfect.
For him. Also, as you can see now, this custom block library and add custom block was moved to the content as was requested, and we also managed to expand this menu in the same way as it was done for the content. So now you can create the blocks from this menu. And we updated the default library output according to the requirements in the tickets. So we added these filters listed and added the columns listed. One exception is the author who made the updates. We have no info for this.
No problem.
Yeah, but if needed, we can manage it in some custom way, but it's another story. So
it's okay at this point.
Yeah, for again, all of them are sortable, and for the pictures and also for the SVG icons as well, we added the output of the thumbnails, and we use the same thumbnail size. This was by default in Drupal 7, so 100 pixels.
Perfect.
Icons we output as they are, without any modifications of the image. Also, if there is no icons or no pictures, for example, if we will filter by another type of the block, this column is just hidden.
Oh, good. Just one little question for this. So in order to have this view, if I'm admin, I'm going to have like the default stuff. So custom block library and custom blocks going to be back in structure with the entity and everything. But for webmaster and user and contributors, everything will be like this.
Then it is not clear for me what is missed for you here.
It's not a question about what is missed. It's just a question that this is perfect for the webmaster.
Yeah.
But if I log in as an admin, the custom block and the custom block library will not be in content. They will remain in structure.
No.
Okay, you managed to move them as well for the admin.
Yes, because it is not the duplication of the items. There are not new items. We just updated the structure and just moved them here. And
Okay.
what is left in the structure for the admin is this block layout and management of custom block types. But for every row, it will be here.
Okay, clear.
Work in the same way and so on. So the only what is related to blocks, what I wanted to do also is when we edit the block, I again notice this and we save it. So there are some cases when maybe when you create the block, when you land not on the block dashboard. Oh, okay, works. It works. So that's all for the custom block library update. If there are no questions, we can move further.
No question, thanks.
Should I give a word to someone or?
I will continue.
Okay.
This next feature. The next feature is theming custom block video embed. Video embed displays YouTube or Vimeo video player with video refined and filled link. I already added links from YouTube and Vimeo, and you can see these blocks. They are higher than on slice due to not completed front-end part. And the works. So after completion of front-end part, it will be smaller than on slice, as on slice. That's all for this feature. Do you have questions?
No other question. You talked about it.
Okay. I'll continue with next feature. It's in custom block contact card. We have a description list of requirements. Custom block contact card displays next information: picture, name, position, two phone numbers, emails, information with needed characters. And we can see this contact cards at the end of the basic page. As mentioned.
Just a little thing. I assume the display is incorrect because you haven't finished it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It depends all from front-end part. Just can show you that information from requirements displayed.
Do you have the proper look on live Drupal 7 websites for this?
On live Drupal 7, I saw.
For the contact card, yes, we have.
Okay, good. Just one thing, sorry, Slava. Last support, in last support delivery, there was a little fix on the contact card about the email address.
Yes.
Because when the email address is too long, they added some line return.
Yes.
So just to make sure that you take this little thing that has been done like a couple of weeks ago into consideration.
Of course, I remember about it, and I reported back for this case, and we'll fix it later. Okay?
Yeah, good. It's just so that because you might have some slides that are too old.
Okay, and the next requirements on press release page is department name, phone number, and email. First value. Here is a press release page, and you can see these fields here.
Same problem. There's no it doesn't really fit the design because this like they're stick together.
Yes, yes.
But I guess you know that.
Of course, we are waiting for front-end part.
Okay.
So that's all for this feature. Do you have any questions?
No question, thanks.
Okay, so the next feature is naming custom block text. Custom block text can be used in Layout Builder as formatted text. I already added text block, as you saw already. It's not properly displayed, but it will be more better after completion of front-end part. And this text block isn't shown on showcase page, so it will be fixed also later. Do you have any questions?
No question. Or part that's not finished, but
Yes.
otherwise.
Sorry for this, we'll work on it. And the last feature from me is key editor improvements. You need to remove formatted and heading 1.
I noticed that. I noticed it was done. I just had one little question on this. Is that have you been working on the link part or not?
On the link part,
There was a link issue that.
Yeah, Maxim was working. Maxim, can you tell us the status?
Okay, so I tried to find existing solution for the links on CK editor, but it's not implemented yet for the Drupal 8. So I started to create a custom plugin for the CK editor, but it's still not finished because I had to fall back to fix some bugs. So
Okay.
that's it. So it's in progress right now.
Okay, thank you. And just to be clear, are you referring on the fact that like having internal link, external link, or mail to, or are you referring on the bug that we were having that when you add a link and then you couldn't save and this was creating a loop?
I'm working on internal, external, and mail to links.
Okay.
So like it works right now on Drupal 7 site. So this is a goal.
Okay. Thanks.
So these points were removed from styles and key figures renamed to key figure showcase page only. And that's all for this feature.
And just one question, how did you manage to get a quote inside?
About this code.
Like we will have a way of planning data, blah, blah, blah. How did you manage to input that?
I just copied this text from live site.
Okay. Because this we shouldn't have this format. I don't know how you got the like tab in a way. That it's not starting at the same place. So because this is a like I think you use the quote from the like this looks like a quote asset.
Yes. It's just copy.
This is a bit strange because we shouldn't have like different width within one text block. like the first is perfect. The thing back on your last trip through an airport, blah blah blah, is perfect. It's just this little part that is, we shouldn't be able to have that.
Okay, I'll remove this.
It's not just a question about removing it, it's a question of understanding how is that possible, because it's a bit strange that we managed to do something we shouldn't be able to do.
Sorry, displaying of this part of text.
Like this is okay. The first stuff are okay. It's
Yes.
just the thing, the fact that you were able to copy a quote asset from Drupal. I have no problem that you were able to copy a quote asset. I just have trouble that the styling of the quote asset is somewhat kept over. Like you have some kind of tab at the beginning of the text, like it doesn't start at the same place as the other text. It's in blue, it has some styling, and it's just is not possible to do that.
As we see, it is possible. If the browser allows you to use the clipboard in this way, so it's not just copy the text, but also the some parts of HTML. So
Yeah, I
it was
understand.
inserted here, and maybe if we will check, we can see that you have some HTML tags. And as we already added the front-end styling into the editor to make the appearance inside the editor in the same way as we have on the front end, these styles also apply to this block quote tag, and that is what we see.
So does that mean that in a way, if somebody copies something from Drupal 7 into Drupal 8, in a way the styling will be kept?
Yes, and
Okay.
there are two plugins, or maybe there are some settings which will allow you to paste only text or paste as it is what you have on the clipboard. So maybe we can check if we don't need such a feature to copy everything that you do not see. We can try to remain to left only the feature to paste only plain text.
Actually, it's not. It's okay. It's I was just trying to understand how this was possible, but after all, why not? It's just shouldn't. I hope that it's not going to create like design issues afterwards.
We also hope that they will not, but the more important issue that we continue to see is our free HTML block. So for us, it's still a very critical story that for the free HTML block, by the specification, you can put any HTML you want with everything you want, and it will be the part of your page. And we saw during our work that the site was broken many times just by putting the incorrect HTML in the free HTML block. So there is much more security risks or other issues that can came from the free HTML block rules that we have, as we have no restrictions for this content. And there we have to discuss it and maybe make some restrictions. At least we have to disallow the scripts.
Do you want me to give you like a list of pages in which we use this free HTML on live websites so that you can know like the type of free HTML we use?
Yeah, so our plan is to discuss with you what you usually use as these free HTML blocks, or what you plan to use just to make these restrictions set.
Usually we use the free HTML to have iframes. So like the most basic usage would be to integrate to Google Map or to integrate any kind of iframe. So if you go on JCDecaux.com, you have the investor section. I don't know if you want to have a look at it now or if you just want me to give you the link.
What we have to decide is just we have to apply some restrictions on free HTML block. As without these restrictions, it is a big security issue at least. So we have to make some feature or task. If we need only iframes, we can allow any kind of iframes. You're welcome. But at the moment, we do not only allow iframes, we allow everything. That is not good. So
I'll give you I'll give you the examples of what we do with it.
Yes, and we will try to set the rules which will allow these examples to work properly, and that will be a solution.
Okay.
If you will need something more to include into this free HTML, we will update it. But we cannot leave it as it is because it's very bad solution at the moment.
Okay. Do you know what's done on Drupal 7?
I don't know. Do they? I do not remember, as we discussed. But even if on Drupal 7 there are no restrictions, it's not the. Doesn't mean that we have to continue to have this issue.
Well, I understand the security part, but on the other hand, the free HTML are created by JCDecaux users. So if they break their own website, then it's their own responsibility.
Yes, but if we can avoid this.
I agree, but I of course agree with you. And it's always better to prevent problems rather than fixes them. But
Okay.
again, it's very simple things, the most simple usage people do with it. So.
Yeah, because we can allow the broken HTML, while really there are some default filters that can proceed this input and fix the broken HTML inside in case of some tags not close, etc., or limit it to some set of the tags allowed. But at least we have to disavow the JavaScript there and so on. So if we will have a list of the examples which should be possible to insert in the free HTML. We will restrict it to allow these examples in some modifications. I don't know, but we cannot leave it as it is. It's for sure.
Okay, I'm just because at the moment some people are considering using it to have web forms, you know, like forms, and because some people want to connect a form to Salesforce or connect a form to a newsletter. And so I'm guessing there's going to be some.
Show us these examples. If you use it, we can check.
Okay, then I'll share the code. I'll share the existing examples, and I'll share the potential discussions the countries are having with me of having different stuff.
Again, if it is okay for your side to have this responsibility on the entire site, on some editors that can just put anything you want, they want into the free HTML block, it's up to you. But this type of free HTML block, in case if someone will make a mistake, will allow third party to have your account information, to intercept your session data, and so on and so on.
I am aware of that. It's just that in a way, I know my users, and most of them don't know how to use the free HTML
Our
in any
job is
case.
just to make you understand that is the risk, and
Yeah.
up to you to make the decisions.
Don't worry, I also have a very high chief of security internally that would for sure agree with you.
Okay, so that is what is more worrying me than this copy paste and the styling of the block code.
Okay, clear. Just for my information, in which tickets should I give you the examples? The styling of free HTML?
Yes, but you can do it in any ticket except the tickets of sprint 1 or sprint 2 that should be closed, should not be reopened.
Okay, because both free HTML tickets are in sprint 1 and 2.
Yeah, so it breaks our process. If something is done and even done wrong, then any change, it is already done. We do not return to what is closed, what is done. Any work will be done later in another new ticket.
So I'll create a new task then.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So I finished.
Okay. So hello everyone. I will share my screen. Can you see it? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so the task is getting a custom block picture. The first thing it's a simple picture with full size. So I'm going to stage and create simple basic page. And it's loading. Okay. I will fill the required fields. And add the custom block picture on layout builder. Create a new one. File. And save it. And let's see what happens. As you can see, it's simple picture. So the next one is a picture with white size. I will do not close to compare with difference between white size and without it. So open this one, open it, and let it be white picture. as you can see, there is difference between picture without light option and with it. So the next one is picture with video. Let's add some video loop. Save it. The page. As you can see that if you mouse over the video will start playing. So that's all. Do you have any questions?
Yes. One question about the video loop. When your mouse leaves,
Yeah.
the video doesn't pause. It
Yeah,
goes back to the picture.
it still continue playing on the background. Yes, it's front-end part, and we will do it.
Because what I thought was the default behavior of this is that when your mouse leaves the space, it pauses and like it stops where it is and pauses.
Okay, it should pause. Yes, if I understand.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we will do it.
Okay, good. Thanks.
So, do you have some questions?
No other question.
Okay. So let's continue with another one. It's about entity view. Yes. Back office entity view. When entity has been added, this entity, its picture, please display end of nail. So in this ticket, we have done only first part. It's about showing thumbnail on every picture on the site. Let me show that. As example, we open basic page creation. As you can see, it's small picture around this block. And also the showcase page is open too. We have background picture also. Yes, if you have any picture here now, we don't.
One question: can you, like, when you edit a page, like a basic page, for example, and you want to change the background picture, like a replace, for example?
Okay.
And here, just to know, you haven't worked yet on the entity window, correct?
Yes, I don't.
Okay, so that's just to know.
Yeah, it remains in our plan.
Okay.
Yeah, we will do second and third part. Second, and this is next sprint.
Okay. Okay.
So, do you have any questions?
No question. Thanks.
Okay, and next one, it's about CK editor tables plugin. So in this task, I should add this list of plugins on the sites. And I did it, and we will check how it works now on the stage. But yes. Sorry. There is one thing that you should know. It's about CK editor profiles. Just a second. Yes. We have created 3 profiles: complete, intermediate, and simple now. And on the Drupal 7 version, in intermediate, we do not have table as a part of CK editor. And when I created this intermediate format, I have copied all filters that's already on Drupal 7. And it includes this one, limit HTML text. And when you try to add some additional things to table, like colors, etc., it won't, because of limitation this text tag. Now only for,
Actually, we don't have intermediate on Drupal 7.
but it's middle between simple and complete.
Yes, I know, but intermediate WYSIWYG is new to Drupal 8. It doesn't exist on Drupal 7.
Well, to sum up, so in this intermediate profile, the tables are allowed, yeah? So user
Yes.
can use these tables. So we have to find a way to, if something is blocking us at the moment based on some settings which were copied from somewhere, we just have to modify them in the way that will allow user to use the tables comfortably.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So at the moment, Alexander, there are some issues which do not allow user to use the tables as they need. Correct?
They can use table, but some demo version without any configuration, without any extra configuration. As simple as it is.
Uh-huh.
Well, in a way, if they cannot change the table color, it's not really a big deal.
Okay, I will show a difference between intermediate and complete format. So let's create in full.
Because let's be honest, the only place where the table is going to be used in the intermediate WYSIWYG are the FAQ item. So it's really, really limited use. So
Okay. So it's okay. I will create. Will modify existing basic. Oh no, not basic.
if you want to do it with what you currently have, you need to create a press release page and add a company key figure custom block. That's where you're going to have the table.
Yes. Modify. I'm looking for
company key figures. Yeah.
Yes, it's text. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Show. So it's works like on Drupal 7, as you can see.
Perfect.
Yes, you can select this one and full table properties, also advanced. But advanced, as you can see in some.
Can you say there is a header on the table?
Yes, sure. So
that's enough.
Application. Okay, and
as long as you can say that there is a header and that the width is 100%. It can be put as default. That, by the way, like you can put tables 100% by default. Yeah, normally it's in the first tab in the table properties. As long as you can say this is a header, like is my first row, my first column, or both, and the width is 100%, which can be set as default. That's all we need for this, especially on the intermediate editor. So background color stuff, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
This is already like a lot more than what we need, and we will never use it. So
We can stay as it is without any changing.
yeah, it can stay as it is. The only thing is that we should have the JCDecaux styling, which is like be able to say that this table has headers, and applying like the JCDecaux header style. And if you can put maybe hard code it, I don't know, like the width as 100%, then it's all good.
Mm-hmm. Probably that's all.
Yeah, that's all. Like really the table are going to be used on the intermediate WYSIWYG like once in a blue moon, so no need to spend a lot of time on it.
Okay. And on the complete edition, there are some additional features. I will show it. Just
Yeah, perfect.
like I did some other things, and also on some.
Honestly speaking, for us on this, like the full edition, what matters is to put headers, and that the width is 100% by default.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is that users have a very user-friendly way to apply to change the header color. So by default, the header color is the first table / chart color that you have in the theme settings. And they should be able to easily change it to like the second color, third color, fourth color, so on, so on.
Yeah, we have this in the another feature about this colors usage.
Yes, that's all we need for the tables.
So there should be no difference in the tables JCDecaux plugins for intermediate or complete.
Like if it's a trouble for you to establish the no difference, then leave the intermediate as it is. It's, I mean, I don't, it's not something that's going to be used much, so don't spend too much time on it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I ask is that the width is put to 100% by default.
Okay. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, good.
So there is no more subscribe.
No other question.
Sergey, you will continue on
With what?
That was the last feature.
with
sure.
content dashboard.
No.
It's okay.
All the dashboards were shown. So that was maybe the last one in the list.
Okay, thank you.
So at the moment we have these links options for the CK editor and Drupal side in progress. We have the front-end theme for the basic page layout builder and blocks theme in progress. That is what will be finished first. And that's all.
Okay. Just one quick thing. So this is my last week. I'm sorry, today was also an epic time to join. But if you can quickly assign to me what needs to be assigned to me so that I can review it and provide you feedback this week, that would be really nice. And I'll try to close as many stuff as possible.
Okay.
I know I'm putting a lot of pressure on you guys because you also have the support to finish by the end of the week. But I haven't found yet who's going to replace me. So it's important that I can at least have a look at sprints 1 and 2 before the end of the week. And if you have any other question on any other topic also, this week is the time to ask them. On the side note, I'll still be here next Tuesday. So if we need to run like some final estimation and session, that could be also a good solution.
Okay, thanks. And
But Steph, do you think like we can do something next Tuesday? Or
yes,
something this week?
I think we will prepare the tickets for refinement session.
Okay. Because just for my information, like right now, sprint 3 is finished. We haven't put anything for sprint 4, but there's still some stuff to finish on sprint 3. So what's going to happen for the rest of the week? You're going to finish the sprint 3 issues?
Yeah, so first of all, today we will receive the first version of the HTML for the basic page layout builder. We will be able to apply the styles and then it will allow us to finalize the theming of the picture block, of the text block, and so on. So it will look finally close to what we expect in the basic page. And we have two features in progress. First, this links option for the CK editor and Drupal side. That is what is in progress, so it will be delivered first, and that is in work now. What else? So these two things will come first, and then everything that was not done on sprint 2 will be done according to its position in the backlog. So
you will fix sprint 1, 2, 3 this week?
We fix.
Well, finish, work on, whatever verb you want to use.
We will work according to the order that we have in the backlog. So if it will be on top of backlog, it will be done first.
Okay.
This week we expect it will depend on the how it will go for us, because in almost everything that we planned when we enable generic module, it doesn't work. When Alexander enabled all the CK-editor plugins that we had on Drupal 7, no one from this plugin worked until they were all updated. So it will depend on these things. So first of all, this week we plan to produce the proper output for the blocks that we already have, and the basic page layout builder section for this 1 or 2 columns output. So this picture block, text block, maybe key figures, what we can have. They will be finished. Video embed block also there. That is what is going to be finished. And the links feature, that is what can be finished. And
Okay.
next we are moving by the priorities on the backlog.
Okay. So, Vyatoslav, will you be updating the dates of Sprint 4 since it was supposed to begin tomorrow? I don't think the Sprint 4 will begin tomorrow. Vladislav?
Vladislav?
Yes, we will do sprint planning tomorrow, and we will discuss with the guys.
Yeah, and besides the order of the features in the backlog, that they can be big or have some subtask, also you can use this priority field that we have in the Drupal tickets. Just put it critical, high, and we will see that it is the first priority for you to be done.
I already put everything in the backlog in order. So.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All tickets in backlog are in order, actually. So. Okay, so I'll expect then a lot of tickets assigned to me this week that I can provide you with back in hopefully close.
Okay, we'll assign to you as much as we can.
All the pressure is on you.
Okay, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, guys. And have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.